friends, welcome to another interesting show on Connect Talks, an initiative by L&D Global Mumbai chapter in collaboration with Pragati Software Solutions, a space for co-working. Location courtesy, WorkCamp Estate. Today we have an eminent speaker who is the Mumbai's first mind map trainer. He is being ranked number one in an international creativity test conducted by Tony Buzan. Tony Buzan is the inventor of mind maps and a Nobel Prize nominee. Endorsed by Jack Canfield, a featured teacher in the movie The Secret. He has conducted over 325 mind map seminars amongst the Fortune 500 companies, which is probably a world record. So let us hear it from Mr. Dharmendra Rai. So welcome, sir, in our show to the Connect Talks. This is an initiative where we are featuring some good speakers out here to give them a strong content delivery with your subject matter experts. So what is your take on your subject, that is mind map training? How did you came across to this subject? This is very unnoticed subject, first of all, and I'm really excited to hear what is exactly mind map training all about.
Right.
So could you just start off with?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, Pranavesh, and thanks to Mr. Surya Mohapatra for making this, for making the L&D chapter and the L&D organization in the first place.
Okay.
So it's a wonderful platform.
Okay.
To tell you a little about how I came across mind mapping, I have always been curious about how one can learn better, how one can memorize better, how one can use one's brain in a better way.
Okay.
And I've been constantly reading about that, I've been constantly thinking about it. I came across mind mapping probably 15 to 20 years ago, and this was through a book that I was browsing through, one of Tony Buzan's books,
Okay.
in a bookstore, and I rejected it.
Oh.
I looked at a structure which looked very childish, which had some images and some color, and I said, this appears to be a fraud, because how can something so simple
Correct.
be powerful?
Oh.
So there is a big trap found among plenty of people in the world,
Okay.
that simple cannot be powerful.
Okay.
And I have suffered because of that trap. So I hope some people who are watching this at least will be careful and not tend to dismiss something simple as
Absolutely.
something that's not powerful. And that's a big problem, because if people get something simple, they feel, oh, this can't be powerful, so let's not do this. And when they get something complicated, they say, oh, it's too complicated, I can't do it. And that's why many people are doing nothing.
Correct.
So, it is deceptively simple. It's a tool that has been around since the 1960s, invented by Tony Buzan, who's the inventor, who's a brain researcher, who is a Nobel Prize nominee.
Okay.
It's helped in almost all mental functions. What do you want to do? Whatever task you want to do, you can do it in a better way.
Okay.
Especially for memory, creativity, and learning.
Oh.
And it's not a recent thing. It's been there since the 1960s.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's been used by the smartest students in the best universities like Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, by the smartest teachers there.
So this is all the subject that they have.
This
in
is a subject that's been taught in some schools,
Okay.
and it's not being taught in some schools, but it's been used in those
Use
schools.
Okay.
And I think schools and colleges really need to understand that this is a separate subject by itself.
Okay.
Don't talk about it for about 10-15 minutes or 1 or 2 hours and say, okay, now you know what this is, let's start using it. Well, it's good that they're doing that. Something's better than nothing.
Correct.
But if they were to treat it with a little more care and a little more focus, I think the students would really bless them once their performance increases because of this. But the point is, it's not a new tool. It's been there since the 1960s, tried, tested by the best by the smartest people in schools, colleges, universities, and in Fortune 500 companies.
Okay.
So, so it really works very well. It's helped millions of people and certainly helped me. So this was one of the things that has helped me become much better in terms of thinking, in terms of memory, learning, creativity, concentration.
I am more excited to hear about the subject now.
Thank you.
This is going more of an interest towards me. Yeah.
So I think it's very important to talk about the context,
Okay.
talk about the problems that many people are going through, and then to talk about solutions.
Okay.
For example, there's a book called A Checklist Manifesto
Okay.
by Dr. Atul Gawande.
Okay.
Now, the first time I saw this book, I was absolutely struck. I mean, I was absolutely dumbstruck. I was wondering, how can you write a book about a checklist? I mean, at the most, if I were to write about a checklist, I would probably put one
or two
paragraph,
pages.
two paragraphs, at the
Yeah.
most 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
What more can one write about a checklist?
Okay.
But that's not the way he approached it. He spoke about the fact that plenty of doctors in the US were not even washing hands between patients.
All right.
So the doctors themselves were infecting the patients. They were themselves making the patients worse because they were not following a checklist.
Okay.
So he started introducing a checklist. He said, great, you're a very experienced doctor, you're a great guy,
Correct.
but why don't you look at this checklist? Why don't you, after finishing with a patient,
Okay.
before talking to another patient,
Hmm.
look at this checklist? Why don't you, after finishing an operation, get the operation theatre guys to look at this checklist
Correct.
before the next patient is wheeled in?
Oh, okay.
That's,
So each and every topic here, module or maybe, he has created another checklist.
yes, but since he's a doctor, he's given examples from the medical profession.
Okay. Okay.
And his concept was that life is too complex. There's too much data hitting us. We need as many tools as possible, and checklists is one of those tools.
Correct.
And after using checklists, his research has proved that deaths in hospitals had decreased by 67%,
Okay.
and millions of dollars received.
Wow.
So now, if he was to directly tell you, okay, this is a checklist, this is how it works, people would have gone to sleep. But he's introduced it in the right context. So that's why I wanted to talk a little about the pain that many people are going through. In academic life, they're going through a lot of pain. Students are burdened. They find notes extremely boring because notes are normal linear notes are black and white,
Okay.
and they're in straight lines, and they're hardly in images.
Correct.
And that's very boring. And then students have no recourse. On the contrary, they have more and more stuff to learn.
Exactly.
So it's crazy. It's driving students nuts.
Exactly.
It's getting students who are perfectly intelligent and who have perfectly good brains to be diagnosed with things like ADD and ADHD. It's crazy. It's completely not required because all you need to do is give information to the brain in the way that the brain likes to receive information.
Okay.
Now, there are just 2 things I want to talk about that is used in mind maps. There are plenty of things used in mind maps. So just 2 things. One is images and the other is color.
Okay.
Okay, now the brain loves images.
All right.
When we tend to look at an image, even if we're not trying to memorize it, we tend to memorize it.
All right. So this is basically visuals that you say.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. About 50% of the brain is devoted towards processing visuals.
Visuals. Okay. All
Now,
right.
even a word is a vision.
Correct.
At the same time, it's not an exciting vision. And in most cases, it's not a colorful vision.
Exactly.
So you're not really using the millions of neurons in your brain which are devoted to processing visions.
Okay.
And just let me give you an example of how powerful that is. So if you're watching this, you can participate in this exercise. Okay. I'm going to utter a word. Just shout out the first thing that comes to your mind when you listen to this word. Okay? So I'm going to utter a word in the next 10 seconds. The word is pineapple.
Yellow.
Okay? Now, did you see the yellow color? Or did you see a printout which said YELLOW?
I saw the color yellow.
Absolutely.
Correct.
So you see stuff. You don't see a word with that content.
Content.
Okay. And somebody would have probably thought of pineapple, somebody would have thought of pineapple shakes,
yeah.
pineapple juice,
Exactly.
the pineapple tree, stuff of that sort.
Yeah.
And that's the way the brain is wired.
Oh.
That happens automatically.
Wonderful.
Now there are some instances where the brain has a powerful response which is natural, which is not good for you. For example, when you see junk food, you feel like eating an immediately.
Correct.
So that's a response of the brain which is not good for you. So that's a separate topic.
Okay.
There are some things which the brain is naturally very good at, and that you should encourage because it benefits you.
Okay.
And thinking of visuals is one way.
Wow. Wonderful.
So if you use visuals in your thinking, if you use visuals in your communication, your memory tends to be much better, your interest tends to be much better, and your understanding tends to be much better. And
Okay.
I just want to quickly show.
So here a question. You said that using visuals in your communication. How going with that? How about going with that? Using visuals in your communication.
Yeah. So some of you are probably thinking, oh yeah, I know about this. I have attended drawing class, or there are some guys out there saying, okay, communicate visually, learn some doodling. Or you look at whiteboarding software, and that is pretty exciting because when the speaker is speaking, you see some visual being created here, and at the end, you will see all the visuals. In most of the videos, you will see all the visuals which have been created in that video really fill up the screen. Try to look at that visual and try to recreate what has happened in the entire video.
Okay.
It's very difficult to do because visuals are there, yes, but they're not structured the way you need it to be structured in order to learn something or understand something or memorize something.
All right.
And that's where a mind map comes in. So very quickly, this is Tony Buzan's latest book. It's called Mind Map Mastery, and on page number 78, here is the mind map. So as you can see, the mind map
extremely
has
beautiful,
images,
extremely eye-catching.
color, and it's very structured. In most cases, you'll be starting from here and moving this way. So you know which point is first, you know which point has come after which point. You can zoom in if you want to, you can zoom out if you want to. So you get a grip on the information.
Okay.
And there's a lot of information which you can capture in a very small way. For example, a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's the popular saying.
Exactly.
There's a research paper which says a picture is worth 10,000 words.
Whoa.
So you're actually condensing a lot of information and in a very
In a
small space.
vision.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So how did the quote came in?
Yes. So that's the phrase that everybody knows.
Okay.
Now there's been actual research on this,
Okay.
and it's scientifically a wrong statement. A picture is not worth 1,000 words.
Okay.
A picture is actually worth 10,000 words.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
I really don't know why a lot of research is required. I mean, you just look around you and you look at the amount of information that's contained in images. You look at this cup and you can describe it, you can describe the shape, you can describe the color, you can describe lots of thoughts that are associated with it. Obviously, if you put it in words, it's a lot of words. It's a very, very large number of words.
Wow.
And hence, the utility of mind maps is you have pictures which are appealing, which are easy to memorize, and that have a lot of data, so that you can memorize a lot of data, you can review a lot of data, all within one vision.
Wow.
Because if the best way to move information from short-term memory to long-term memory, there are only two secrets.
Okay.
One is spaced study.
Okay.
Spaced study is you look at some data and you again study it after various spaces. For example, the first space should not be more than 90 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so the minute you expose some new information, you got to review that information within 90 minutes.
Okay.
After that, within 1 day,
Okay.
1 week,
Okay.
1 month,
Okay.
and between 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
Now, that appears to be a lot of work, but it's not if you're using mind maps, because in mind maps you're condensing a lot of information.
Okay.
So in addition to pictures, you're also encouraged to use keywords rather than full sentences.
All right.
So again, you're getting information in a very nice pod, which is very
So it's kind of a tag cloud that you say.
yes,
cloud tags.
it's something that is very little to look at, but then you attach a lot of information to it the minute you see it.
See it.
So that's one thing. And the second thing you need to do to move information from short-term memory to long-term memory is test.
Wow.
You got to put the original material here, cover it.
Jot down whatever you have learned.
Yes, whatever you want to memorize, jot it down, and then compare.
Compare.
If you made a mistake, then self-test yourself for that mistake. Again. These two strategies, and you'll be shocked how many of students don't know about this. These are the two most important strategies for converting memory from short-term memory, for moving information from short-term memory to long-term memory. And obviously, if you use the mind map, then you spend much lesser time doing the self-test. So it becomes practical.
Exactly.
And children can then, children or students or even adults, because everybody needs to learn, they can free up 90% of their study.
Wow, wonderful. That was amazing part. So the second part is the color, right?
Yeah. Now color is also extremely critical. Again, you really don't need to do more research than go into your own memories. Yeah. I mean, just imagine at least some of our audience lived at a time when we had black and white television sets. I'm sure you lived at a time when we had black and white with displays on mobiles.
Exactly.
And you know the difference. Now, even a rickshaw driver today has a mobile phone with a color display because he doesn't mind paying extra for it. That's how crazily
I was just thinking about the same idea today when we used to have that small keypad mobile phones.
Right.
We used to type messages and that used to constrain 160 characters.
Yes.
So any point in time you used to think what message should be going in one message and used to be charged 1 rupee for per SMS.
Yes.
Today you have WhatsApp. You write every sentence, every word, every sentence, one word.
True.
So that is how the thing changed from one thing to another thing.
And WhatsApp also, the smartest companies in the world realize the importance of color. So in WhatsApp now you put emojis which are colorful.
Correct.
So clearly it's obvious how the human brain works in that respect.
Wow.
And there are millions of neurons purely devoted towards processing color.
Okay.
So it's like having 1 lakh employees. And telling 50,000 of them just to sleep at home. I mean, you're paying them a salary, so why do you want to?
Yeah, exactly.
You might as well use those neurons, and then life becomes much better.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so apart from the mind map training sessions, what subject do you train on?
Yeah, I train on plenty of subjects, but I just want to mention a couple of them.
Okay.
But before that, I just want to mention one of the most critical aspects about mind maps, and that is creativity.
Oh, wow.
There's a big gap in creativity. Plenty of people are losing jobs as we speak to machines which can do what they can do in a much better way.
Okay.
I've been talking about that since 2010. And I've been wondering why more people, probably people who are much smarter than I am, who are much more influential than I am, are not making a greater noise about it. And in the last 2 or 3 years, almost every intelligent person is making noise about it.
Okay.
Now, one of the biggest names to join that fray is Mr. Rai. He was quoted in Times of India, I think just 48 hours ago, saying that the future belongs to people who are creative and intelligent and social.
Okay.
These are the jobs which will be not taken away by machines, at least in the near future.
Okay.
So two major themes. One is jobs that involve creativity, because it's going to take a long time for a machine to be as creative as a human being is today.
Correct.
And the other is jobs which involve a social connection. So a machine may be very good at, let's say, diagnosing you for an illness, but you prefer to go to a doctor who will have a nice bedside manner, and he will say, okay, we will give you a lot of confidence that things are not bad and the medicine will work on you. So these are two jobs which are not going to be taken away by robots, at least in the foreseeable future.
Wow.
And mind maps is one of the best ways to enhance your creativity.
Okay.
Again, long story short, I just want to give 2 examples. These are quantitative because quantitative examples are more easily relatable, and they're really big figures. So you can literally check this out on Google. Boeing has gone on record to state that since they've started using mind maps, they have saved over $10 million. So that's one big objective figure out there. And I have personally trained plenty of businesses and got lots of testimonials, about 1,400 testimonials on my YouTube channel alone. But one example clearly stands out is a gentleman called Mr. Sharif Kareem Boy. He is the grandson of Ms. Shehnaz Hussain of Shehnaz Hussain Cosmetics. Just 5 seconds on Shehnaz Hussain Cosmetics. It's one of the most successful companies in India. Miss Shehnaz Hussain has been invited to Harvard Business School to talk about a company.
Okay.
Shehnaz Hussain Cosmetics is a case study in Harvard Business School.
Oh.
And Mr. Sharik Karimba himself is an alumnus from Harvard Business School.
Wow.
So he attended a mind map session of mine in Delhi, and he used mind maps for creativity in one meeting, in one sales meeting, and he has put it in writing that that one meeting in which he's used mind maps for brainstorming has led to an addition of 20 crore rupees to the bottom line, not top line, not cross merchandise value or all those terms used to fool shareholders. This is net profit. Okay, so please don't think that you're going to make 20 crores every meeting. but even if you make 10,000 rupees, if you make a lakh rupees, you think of a brilliant idea which can change your life. It's absolutely fascinating.
Wow.
So I'm encouraging people to think about creativity seriously.
Okay.
Though you can use mind maps for just about anything, including making a presentation, having a diary, planning a day. I'm suggesting use it for all that, surely, but please think of creativity as number one thing for which you want to use mind maps, because that can really change your life.
Okay, so putting it in a nutshell, if you want, how about you giving us some crisp points,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, so that the viewers can actually get the subject all about it.
Okay, so I would say mind maps is a thinking tool that uses images and color,
Okay.
which is really brain friendly, which is fun to do, which is easy to do, or easier rather, nothing is easier to do than other tools,
Okay.
which helps you in plenty of ways, but certainly in your learning, memory, creativity. It's great for academics as well as businesses, Fortune 500 companies as well as startups.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much. We have also come across this point that you've been international number one in the creativity test conducted by Tony Bizan.
Yes, that's right.
So, hey, could you just elaborate what exactly that creativity test was?
Okay, so this was done in Dubai.
Okay.
And there were representations from various countries. We had people from the US, UK, Dubai, Singapore, China.
Oh.
So it was fantastic to be in a. This is the first time I was involved in such a real international competition.
Oh. Wow.
So I can't tell you what the test was because that's proprietary. But the thing that really stood out, and I don't think it's egoistic at all. If somebody else would have won it, my observation would have still been the same. But so I won the test. Obviously, it was great to meet the rest of the world. But the minute my name was announced as the winner,
Okay.
I literally felt like I had become Amitabh Bachchan. People were snapping my picture, they were coming and shaking my hand.
Okay.
And yeah, so strip away the ego part, it's just that it made me, it really jolted me that okay, these guys, they really value creativity. As a society, creativity has a huge value. They realize that they need creativity to become richer, to become successful, to become happier. That value is very clearly there. It needs to be there with us if we are to become strong. There's no reason why we should become a superpower. But we have to take creativity seriously. That's a must.
Oh, wonderful. So, how do you think the difference between creativity in West than in India?
I also have been trained by Edward de Bono, who is the inventor of lateral thinking, and who's known as the godfather of creativity. He actually has a planet named after him. So you can imagine how big a guy he is. He was asked which are most creative countries and which are least creative countries. So not a very positive thing. So he named 2 countries most creative. He said UK is the most creative country.
Okay.
And US is best at cashing in on that creativity.
Oh, wow.
And among the countries that are least creative was Italy and India.
Oh.
Okay? And he gave reasons for it. He says the UK has the most creative people because you associate the term eccentric with people from the UK.
Okay.
You can have people who don't seem to care too much about what other people think.
Perfect.
Okay, and the definition of eccentric actually was not something negative.
Oh.
Eccentric just means away from the center.
Center. Okay.
So if everybody is thinking this way, then you're thinking different.
Different. Yeah, correct.
So they seem to be less concerned about what other people think about them.
Yeah.
And that's an important trait about creativity.
About creativity.
And if you look at India and Italy, we are pretty common social. We tend to be much more social than people in other cultures or other countries.
Wow.
So it's obviously very good thing to be social. It's great for health, it's great for happiness, it's great for cognitive powers. Your brain gets younger when you're social.
Right.
At the same time, you can reduce it little. and improve our creativity. And we are obviously concerned about what other people think.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
important for survival. It's important for happiness.
Think out of the box.
At the same time, think slightly less.
Okay.
And obviously, younger generation is exposed to
Exactly.
to the West, and they're doing plenty of things which make them stand out.
Okay.
So that culture, I think, is shifting in a healthy.
Healthy. Wonderful. So, could you just sum it up the entire conversation with a conclusion to the viewers?
Okay. So I want to not let people think that I am a salesman for mind mapping. Mind mapping is one tool. It's one mental tool. I am suggesting people look at the concept of mental tools very seriously.
Okay.
Now, people are used to the concept of, let's say, using a calculator or not so much using a pen and paper when they're in a meeting. But that's an example of a mental tool which many people are not using sufficiently. So if you talk to most people and ask them how many business meetings
Exactly.
has everybody in that business meeting got a pen and paper?
Correct.
Most people will say zero. There's always somebody who is not getting a pen and paper, which just shows that many people are not understanding how the brain works, and brain literacy is very less.
Okay.
Because you actually come into business meeting thinking that you're going to understand everything, number one, and that you're going to memorize everything. Forget it.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. And that's why meetings are unproductive.
Correct.
That's why so much money is being lost and wasted in companies. So pen and paper again is a tool.
Okay.
So when it comes to the physical world,
Okay.
you see a guy who wants to climb a 10-story building. There's no question about taking the stairs. He's not even going to think twice. He's not going to take the elevator.
Correct.
But when it comes to mental tasks,
Okay.
they think that somehow they have superpowers. They
Wow.
realize the limitations of the bodies, but they don't realize the limitations of the brain.
Brain.
And you'll be shocked. The smartest people in the world, they in fact have the opposite. They realize their limitations.
Wow.
In fact, there was an India Today conclave interview between Ranveer Singh and Amir Khan. Ranveer Singh was interviewing Amir Khan, and he was asking him about his secrets. How is
Okay.
Amir Khan so successful?
Okay.
So Amir Khan gave a totally scientific answer. Many people will think that he's just being diplomatic, but I don't think he was being diplomatic. I think he was being honest. He said, I have limitations. I can't jump 6 feet.
Oh.
Since I can't jump 6 feet, I'll take help. I'll take a trampoline, or I'll get some jetpack, which will help me jump. Now, many people don't see that.
Correct.
They don't see the tool I'm using,
Ah.
and they think I'm Superman.
Wow.
I'm not.
Okay.
I have limitations. So, so plenty of smart people in America, they realize that they need all the help, they need all the tools that they can get,
Okay.
including mental tools. So he was talking
Exactly.
about how he changed his accent for a certain movie. And he said, I had to really work hard at it. I had to sit down with an accent teacher. So people don't see that hard work. Okay, so if I want to give a parting message, it would be this. That knowing more about your brain and taking action on it
Okay.
is the best thing you can do for health, wealth, and happiness.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful. That was a good message by your side, sir. Thank you, viewers, again for watching this show, Connect Talks, an initiative by LD Global Mumbai chapter in collaboration with Pragati Software Solutions, a space for co-working, location courtesy, Work Campus State. Hope to see you connected again. Collaborate, co-create, and contribute. Thank you so much.